Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, let's talk about Android 11 Beta 1. Now, Google pushed this update a couple of days ago, and I have been using it since then. There are a couple of changes with respect to the entire operating system from Developer Preview 3, which was my earlier video. In this video, we're only going to talk about some specific features like the one you're seeing currently, which are notifications. And my favorite feature here is the notification history because it literally remembers every notification your phone has ever had and you have dismissed, which is a real plus point. Apart from that, there have been a lot of notification segregation options. Now, before moving on, do subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to get notified. Now next, let's talk about something really important. Now iOS has had this since they introduced dual SIMs, but Android never had this. This is basically data connection switch during calls. So if you get a call on SIM 1, the data will automatically move to SIM 2. In a country like India where you have data which is free, this feature is really useful. Now next, let's talk about another feature which was again present on Apple but never on Android, is that when you enable airplane mode, the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connections automatically get switched off. Now this might be frustrating for the people who are traveling in flights very often, though in the current situation it's not that often, but with this feature you can actually continue listening to your music while the airplane mode is on without reconnecting to Bluetooth. Aren't these features just amazing? Okay, now next we have the message bubbles or the notification bubbles, however you want to call them. Basically these act like messenger bubbles if you've ever used Facebook Messenger. So they work on WhatsApp, they work on your normal text messages, anything wherever you have a conversation or a messenger, these can be used as bubbles. You can also make them into a priority bubble or a priority conversation depending upon how you use them. Moving on to another feature, which is device controls. These were not available on the Oxygen OS or Android 11 Developer 3. Now they are. Frankly, they are okay. You can access them from the power menu, but I would like more sort of a widget to control my Google Assistant devices. Now let's talk about the resizable picture-in-picture. Picture-in-picture was available on Android since the last 3-4 years at least, but never resizable. So this is a good addition. It also works with video calls and other apps like Netflix, etc. Though I would love Android to have the minimizing feature which Apple has just introduced in iOS 14, but this is also really good. Do let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and I would respond to each and every comment of yours. Now let's talk about another feature, which is the dark mode. I know dark mode was always there, but now you can trigger it from sunset to sunrise, which is a boon. So you don't have to manually go and trigger this, it automatically gets triggered. Also, you can have practically every app have its own dark mode, so an own dark mode theme even if the app doesn't actually support dark mode. Isn't that really cool? Now let's talk about something which you guys have been asking me, and also a really burning question: does the OnePlus 8 Pro still have display issues? So the answer is no, and just to let you guys know, I did not have any display issues on Android 10 as well, and OnePlus has been continuously fixing whatever issues are coming through, like the front camera issue for me. So to sum it up, there are no tint issues, there is no green tint, there is no black crush, none of them actually exist on my device at least. And this screen is really good. It has an amazing display. Okay, now let's talk about the battery life. Since this is an upgrade and the OnePlus 8 Pro did not release with Android 10, how is the phone actually holding up? I do understand that this is in the beta version, so it's a okay battery life currently. As you can see, I charged it about 7 hours ago, regular usage, 26% battery. I haven't done any gaming today, so I would still rest with the battery life just being fine. Okay, now the other feature which I really like is the media controls. So you have media controls directly on the notification panel, and you can actually change the input method, play, pause, next track, etc. right from the notifications panel. Pretty interesting. Earlier it was like a sub notification, now it's included in the notification panel. Google claims that Android 11 has 20% faster app launch. So I don't find them so fast. It's pretty similar to Android 10, but do let me know if you find any change here. Now moving on to some finer tweaks, like the night mode has been refreshed and given a new name called Vision Comfort. Does the same thing, but if you use a OnePlus device, you will probably know this. And let's talk about the ambient display. Ambient display has been freshly launched with OxygenOS 11, and I've spoken about it in detail in my earlier video, which I will link below in the description. Don't forget to check that out as well. Now, there has been some refresh in the color scheme, which I do not like using, but it is a red and black color scheme. Basically changes the notification panels, and wherever there are OnePlus apps, the color scheme entirely becomes red and black. As you can see, not really a fan. I will still stick to my default blue color. The font has changed. I am not a fan of the font either. The earlier OnePlus font was better, but now I'm forced to use the Roboto font which comes with the phone because I do not like OnePlus Slate. It's a little off with dashes and commas, etc. Doesn't seem so good. This is what I was talking about, the always on display. The inside part is new. It basically tells you how many times you picked up the phone and how many times have you been actually using it. So all of that, nothing to my liking, and I'm going to stick to the one which I currently have as my always on display. So the phone overall is pretty good. Some things have changed, like you can see the setting part. It's more like a One UI. They have maintained that. It was even there in the developer preview 3. So basically, if you do not like One UI, you might want to rethink about this phone. But the OnePlus 8 Pro is still fast and smooth. And about Android 11, subtle changes which I really like, and I wish they were there before, but nevertheless they are there now. Do let me know what you think about this phone and Android 11 as well in the comment section below, and I would respond to each and every comment of yours. Don't forget to like and share the video, and thanks for watching.